Hey now, it's Sharon. I'm back to share another idea on how to reform the police. If you're new to the channel, I'm a retired detective. I worked for 20 years for a southeastern city in the US, and I was also in the military. I'm sharing my experiences, my perspectives, and my opinion on what needs to be done when it concerns reforming the police, if you will. And I am talking about on an individual basis because it's individuals that run the agency, get into policing and things like that. And I wanted to address self-care as a police officer. I might do it for the next couple of weeks, but today, self-care. And one of the ideas that ran across my mind was in training, we were taught to use this command voice, to control the situation, if you will. Excuse me. And I have a voice. I can get loud. And I thought about that one day when I was using my command voice with the kids that I work with. Sometimes they get a little loud and then I have to speak louder so they can hear me. And I noticed how they just stopped and they looked because they recognized there was a voice stronger than theirs, a voice that needed some attention, and they gave me their attention. And I use that in policing also, but not quite like I did on the street, even though sometimes I want to. But anyway, I thought about the command voice within myself, and I talk about having a faith or believing in something greater than yourself if you're coming into policing. Because if you don't have something that you believe in that's greater than yourself that you care about, it could be your kids, it could be your faith in the Almighty, it could be your faith in Buddha or whoever else you worship. But if you don't have a belief in something higher than yourself that's good, you will tend to have this excessive pride. And when I say excessive pride, I mean that look down on type pride. I look down on others, and I'm not like them, or they could do better because I've done better. Remember, you're not supposed to compare yourself to anyone else in my faith. So I thought about that command voice within me. And to tell you the truth, people, the command voice was my body, meaning 2 o'clock in the morning, I like to drink soda. Let's just say that. And I could get up thirsty and I'll think about water. I'll think about it. But I'm going for that soda. It's going to be ginger ale or cherry Coke. I'm going for the soda. And then later on, I have this little voice within me condemning myself. Oh man, I feel bad. I shouldn't. I'm going to try to walk an extra hour to get the calories out and all that stuff. Lying to myself. But yeah, that command voice, the body, speaks louder sometimes. That's been my experience. Now, while policing, excuse me, that excessive pride within me spoke louder than the voice of God, if you will, the voice of the Holy Spirit. There was plenty of times the little soft little voice of reason. Maybe you shouldn't do that. And then my excessive pride voice, I need to get this guy. And I'm driving just as crazy as he is in this police chase. And then the little voice of reason starts to get louder, because I'll tell you why. Because I was studying and showing myself approved. So it started to get louder. And then there was enough self-discipline within me to override the excessive pride that was, oh, we're going to get this guy, to say, okay, slow down. People are going to get hurt and you can get them another day. So I stopped the chase, and they had this new policy where you have to turn right or left, basically make a right angle away from the person you're chasing. And I thought about that day. It just came back to my mind, and I'm like, that command voice within me, it was still kind of soft and gentle, but it got louder. And I just want to share that little bit with you. What voice are you listening to when it comes to the inner you? Are you listening to your body? Giving into the candy, the sweets, the soda, the hamburger, things like that. Are you listening to the excessive pride? because you think of yourself as there's nothing higher than you, there's nothing better created than you? Are you listening to that voice? So my suggestion is, if you're getting into policing, you got to figure that out. You got to figure that out, because people are going to get hurt if it's excessive pride that's driving you. And I mean people, your family. Those are the first ones that get hurt. And then the community you're going to police, because excessive pride is driving your or motivating you to act. So I would say address that first. And if you are a career officer in policing and you're taking a step back now, and what I used to do is do the introspection, if you will, of myself and the thoughts I'm having. What I did was I started to put little reminders around the house, in my police vest and things like that. Just different things, a picture, colors. I love the color, the wine color. I'd have little cards. I put little scriptures around the house like I have here on the door, and just to remind me to pull me back into the present, if you will. And I suggest those little things. And that's all I want to share right now. The command voice, which one are you listening to when it comes to you, your inner you? Before you get into policing, adjust that. And if you're in policing, put little reminders around yourself. Written, it could be a picture. It could be a picture of just the baby smiling. Any baby smiling usually will make somebody smile. I've never met anybody that didn't smile at a child that was just laughing uncontrollably, but that's just an opinion. But take a look at our online store. The link is in the description. And I'll be back next week with some more ideas on self-care as a police officer. But as always, and is our tradition, you don't necessarily have to go through a thing to learn from it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.